It was the summer of 2019 in Denver, Colorado, and the air buzzed with the energy of a city alive with possibility. For Cassidy Keeler, a bright and curious third grader, life was finally looking up. After months of feeling like an outsider at school, she had made her first real friends just the day before. The memory of their laughter during recess and their invitation to sit together at lunch still filled her with a warmth she hadn't felt in a long time. That evening, Cassidy was a whirlwind of excitement as she prepared for school the next day. She stuffed her backpack with novels, trading cards, and little trinkets she wanted to show her new friends. Her mother, Lila, watched from the doorway, a soft smile playing on her lips. Cassidy's joy was contagious, and it was a relief to see her so happy after months of struggling to fit in. "What's got you so excited today, sweetheart?" Lila asked, sitting on the edge of Cassidy's bed. Cassidy's face lit up. "I made friends, Mom. We played together at recess, and they asked me to sit with them at lunch. I finally feel like I belong." Lila's heart swelled with pride and relief. She had worried about Cassidy's loneliness, and seeing her daughter so carefree was a gift. "That's wonderful, honey. I'm so proud of you." After helping Cassidy braid her soft blonde hair and tuck her into bed, Lila kissed her forehead. "Sleep tight, my little butterfly. Tomorrow's going to be another great day." But as soon as Lila left the room, Cassidy's excitement gave way to an uneasy feeling. A strange sensation settled in the pit of her stomach. Not quite pain, but something unsettling. She sat up and turned on her bedside lamp, her mind racing. Earlier that day, while showering, she had noticed a small red dot on her upper inner thigh. At the time, she had brushed it off as nothing, but now the memory of it gnawed at her. Cassidy hesitated, then pulled back the covers and slipped out of bed. Her heart pounded as she made her way to the bathroom, locking the door behind her. She turned on the light and stared at her reflection in the mirror, her hands trembling slightly. Taking a deep breath, she pulled down her pajama pants and looked down. The red dot was still there, but it had grown slightly larger and was now surrounded by a faint rash. Cassidy's stomach churned. She had no idea what it was, but the sight of it filled her with dread. She quickly pulled her pants back up and returned to bed, her mind racing with questions. Was it a bug bite? A rash? Something worse? "It's nothing," she whispered to herself, trying to calm her nerves. "It'll go away on its own." But deep down, she knew something was wrong. The next morning, Cassidy woke up feeling heavy, as if the weight of her secret had settled into her bones. The bubbly, energetic girl from the night before was gone, replaced by a quiet, withdrawn version of herself. At breakfast, Lila noticed the change immediately. "Are you okay, sweetheart?" Lila asked, her brow furrowed with concern. Cassidy shrugged, avoiding her mother's gaze. "I'm fine, Mom. Just tired." Lila studied her daughter, sensing there was more to the story. But Cassidy's closed-off demeanor made it clear she wasn't ready to talk. Reluctantly, Lila let it go, hoping Cassidy would open up in her own time. Over the next few days, Cassidy's behavior grew more concerning. She stopped wearing her usual shorts and skirts, opting instead for jeans and tights, even in the summer heat. She became quieter, more withdrawn, and her once bright eyes now seemed clouded with worry. Lila tried repeatedly to get her to open up, but each attempt was met with a shrug or a mumbled, "I'm fine." Meanwhile, Cassidy's secret was growing worse. The red dot had darkened into a purple blotch, and the pain, though bearable, was becoming harder to ignore. She found herself staring at the spot between her legs, her mind racing with fear and uncertainty. She wanted to tell someone, anyone, but the thought of being judged or punished kept her silent. One afternoon, Lila received a call from Cassidy's school. Her daughter had fainted during class and was being rushed to the hospital. Panic surged through Lila as she dropped everything and raced to the hospital, her mind spinning with worst-case scenarios. When she arrived, she found Cassidy lying in a hospital bed, her face pale and drawn. The sight of her daughter so vulnerable broke Lila's heart. She rushed to Cassidy's side, taking her hand in hers. "Cassidy, what's going on? Are you okay?" Lila asked, her voice trembling. Cassidy didn't answer. Her eyes were fixed on the ceiling, her expression blank. Before Lila could press further, the doctor entered the room. Dr. Sterner, a seasoned gynecologist, introduced himself and explained that Cassidy had refused to let the nurses examine her. "Mrs. Keeler, I need to ask you something," Dr. Sterner said, his tone serious. Has Cassidy been acting differently lately? Has she mentioned anything unusual? Lila's mind raced. She thought back to the past few weeks, Cassidy's sudden change in behavior, her refusal to wear certain clothes, her withdrawn demeanor. Yes, she admitted. She's been different, but I didn't think it was anything serious. Dr. Sterner nodded, his expression grave. I need to examine her, but she's refusing to let anyone near her. I think she's hiding something. Lila turned to Cassidy, her heart aching. Sweetheart, please let the doctor help you. Whatever it is, we'll figure it out together. Cassidy's eyes filled with tears, and she shook her head. I'm scared, she whispered. It's okay to be scared, Lila said gently. But we need to know what's wrong so we can help you. After a long moment, Cassidy finally nodded. Dr. Sterner began his examination, his expression growing more concerned as he worked. When he finished, he stepped out of the room to review the test results, leaving Lila and Cassidy alone. When Dr. Sterner returned, his face was pale. Mrs. Keeler, we need to talk, he said, his voice low. Cassidy has a severe infection in her upper inner thigh. It's caused by an ingrowth, likely from a foreign object. If left untreated, it could lead to serious complications, including amputation. Lila's heart sank. How did this happen? Dr. Sterner hesitated. I need Cassidy to tell us the truth. This kind of injury doesn't just happen on its own. Lila turned to Cassidy, her eyes pleading. Cassidy, please, you have to tell us what happened. Cassidy burst into tears. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to make friends. As the story spilled out, Lila listened in stunned silence. Cassidy explained how, in a desperate bid to fit in, she had taken a dare during recess to touch a giant lizard near the school fence. The lizard had scratched her, but she had been too scared to tell anyone, fearing she would get in trouble. Dr. Sterner nodded, his expression softening. It's a bacterial infection, likely from the lizard's claws. We need to perform surgery to remove the ingrowth and clean the wound. Lila felt a wave of guilt wash over her. How had she missed the signs? How had her daughter been suffering in silence for so long? She took Cassidy's hand, her voice trembling. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I should have been there for you. Cassidy looked up at her mother, her eyes filled with tears. I was scared you'd be mad. I'm not mad, Lila said firmly. I'm just glad you told me. We'll get through this together. The surgery was a success, and Cassidy made a full recovery after completing her antibiotic treatment. The experience left a lasting impact on both mother and daughter. Cassidy learned the importance of speaking up, even when it's scary, while Lila vowed to be more attentive and supportive. The school, upon learning of the incident, implemented new safety measures to protect students from hazardous creatures. For Cassidy and Lila, the ordeal became a turning point, a reminder of the power of communication and the unbreakable bond between a mother and her child. As they moved forward, Lila often reflected on the lessons they had learned. Cassidy, despite her brilliance, was still a child who needed love, understanding, and the freedom to make mistakes. And Cassidy, for her part, realized that her mother would always be there for her, no matter what. The dare that had nearly cost Cassidy so much had, in the end, brought them closer together. And for that, they were both grateful. Cassidy's story is a powerful reminder of the importance of communication and trust. If you were in her shoes, would you have spoken up sooner? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for reading, and see you in our next story.